Coming up on this episode of One-on-One Sports.
The IOC is making a big change for the 2020 games, but is it the right call? Plus, Joe and I figure out how to save the dunk contest just for you because we care.
Plus, our hockey analysts drop the gloves and go toe-to-toe, debating 5 topics in the NHL, and we host a little award show of our own for the mid-season best in the NBA.
All that and more, and it all starts right now.
Hello and welcome to One-on-One Sports. I'm Joe DiRienzo.
And I'm Curt Lestan. We have a great show lined up for you today, so let's kick things off with the starting 5.
After being at the center of one of the most inspiring stories of the 2012 Olympic Games, the Blade Runner, Oscar Pistorious, finds himself in a different book completely. Pistorious has been charged with premeditated murder of his girlfriend, Riva Steinkamp, after shooting her 4 times through a bathroom door on Valentine's Day. Curt, does this horrific act wipe out the inspiration that Pistorious provided for the disabled community?
Yes, absolutely. When I hear of Oscar Pistorius' name now, the first thing that should come to people's mind is the fact that he murdered his girlfriend and nothing else matters. Period.
Look, I agree with that. I think when you think Oscar Pistorius, you should think murderer now. But as an athlete on the field, he was still the first disabled person to ever compete in the Olympics.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yes, it does.
How?
We have to separate athlete from human being.
No.
Success on the field does not mean role model, which
Joe,
is the way we've been treating it.
Death.
Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, even Michael Jordan, these guys aren't role models off the field.
But that's to a lesser degree.
To a lesser degree.
I put Pistorius in the same category as a Joe Paterno. I don't look at Joe Paterno and celebrate him as a coach. I look at him and say
I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm not at all condoning any of that. But the fact of the matter is, on the field, he was a motivation. Off the field, don't even bother trying to compare yourself to him. Just don't do it.
So why? I mean, I don't know how you can look at him at all and think, wow, he's a great Olympian. He was a great runner.
I didn't say that. He's still just an inspiration to the community for what he was able to do as a disabled person.
Joe, I gotta disagree. You killed someone. Listen. For me, that's the bottom line. That's it. Jay Williams announced earlier this week that in his 1 year with the Chicago Bulls, some of his teammates would casually smoke marijuana before games and would play under the influence. Teammates like, all-star Tyson Chandler called the claims ridiculous. Joe, who do you believe here?
Why would he lie?
I don't know.
What reason on this earth would Jay Williams have to lie in an interview with the New York Times about teammates smoking marijuana? There's no reason for it. So I'm on Jay's side.
Yeah, absolutely I'm on Jay Williams' side, okay? This doesn't surprise me in the slightest, and quite frankly, if this is what your athletes are doing, it's not all that bad, quite honestly. If this is what they're doing, there are totally worse things that they could be doing. I'm not saying I condone it.
Okay, good. I'm not sure if it's the greatest thing in the world, but Tyson Chandler, there's no reason for me to agree with him. Jay Williams is sitting in his cushy job at ESPN. There's no reason for him to come out about it if it isn't true.
Yeah, quite frankly, I gotta go with Jay.
The International Olympic Committee has announced that golf will be included in the 2020 Olympic Games. But you may be surprised at the sport that won't be a part of the action. Wrestling, the first event added to the ancient Olympic Games that wasn't a foot race all the way back in 708 BC, has been removed from the 25 core sports by the IOC to make room for golf. Curt, should wrestling be removed from the Games?
Oh,
Curt?
I'm sorry. You mentioned wrestling and I fell asleep. No. I mean, listen, this is fine.
You don't care about tradition?
No.
The Olympic way?
No, listen. Currently wrestling is being sport is being pushed to the wayside, if you will, okay?
By who?
They're being removed from colleges around the country.
Colleges around the country?
Yes. That's
funny you should say that, because it's the International Olympic Committee. Not the National, not the United States Olympic Committee, international. Countries like Bulgaria and Romania and Finland, countries that rely on wrestling as a tradition of the Olympics for those medal counts.
I'm listening.
Those are the people that this is going to hurt, not the United States.
Okay, fine. Listen, they might not like it, but in the long run, people are going to watch more golf and are going to enjoy golf more in the Olympics than people are excited for watching wrestling. It's not going to hurt at all. In fact, it's a good move.
It's not a good move. Tradition, Olympics in the same sentence. Don't remove wrestling.
All right, we'll find out, right? The mother of South Carolina All-American defensive end and presumptive 2014 #1 overall pick in the NFL draft, Jadavion Clowney, told SI.com Thursday that she expects her son to play his 3rd season of eligibility rather than sit out to avoid injury. Joe, is this the right move?
Is it the right move for him to play football? Yes. It's the right move. Curt, if an NFL team sees a kid who's sitting out his 3rd season for his team at South Carolina because he wants his next paycheck, That's me, and that is not something NFL teams want to see from a player.
But it's the smart move and would be the right decision. If you have a chance that you know you can guarantee yourself to make millions and millions of dollars, why would you jeopardize anything else?
I'm not saying that there isn't a chance that he gets hurt, but that's football, Kurt. What if there's a guy next year that becomes the best player in the nation and Clowney drops down 10 picks because, oh wait, we forgot how good he was because he didn't play football this year?
And then what happens if he plays and blows out his knee and he can never make another $1 million in his life?
Unfortunately, that's football. It's a dangerous sport. It's a violent sport. He is one of the best at the sport.
He should make the right decision for himself.
I'm not saying I don't understand the question marks, but he's a football player. He's going to play football.
Money speaks.
From Dominique to MJ to Spud, Vince, and Jay Rich, the NBA dunk contest has always been the bright spot of All-Star Weekend. So what happened? This year's event had some impressive moments, but the atmosphere around the dunk contest has changed. And now every year, we sit at home and wonder if this will be the year they save the dunk contest. So Kurt, how do we do it?
Yeah, listen, there's two things I'm thinking of to improve the dunk contest, okay? The first thing I'm thinking of, you need to have the best players in the game in the dunk contest. If I'm not seeing LeBron James go up there and dunk every single year, I'm not going to watch.
Yeah,
and secondly, and most importantly, Joe, do you know what their field goal percentage was last night?
Not good.
15%, Joe.
Yeah.
15%. They would have been benched in a regular game.
36 missed dunks last night
awful.
in a dunk contest.
So bad.
I don't know if we can convince the stars to get in it. But get rid of the gimmicks. Get rid of the teams, the cars, the flight crews. Get rid of all that stuff and just dunk the basketball.
I agree with you, but if you don't have the stars, you almost need those gimmicks.
It is tough with that cloud behind them, but everybody wondering how much better could LeBron James have been if he was in it.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to convince ourselves that these are the best dunkers in the NBA.
Listen, they need to get back to having the best players in there, and as you said, Joe, they got to get rid of this
Please, please, NBA. We have to take our first break, but coming up next, pitchers and catchers have reported, so I'm off to Latham Park with one of our MLB experts to take a look at spring training. Stay tuned.